Morning, Liverpool take on Aston Villa in the Premier League. A massive game this. Liverpool need to turn it round now and win some games. This is, for me, the ignition point. This is where we start and kick on to gather some momentum to take us through this season. Here's my team that I will play in the game. As always, I would rather play a 4-3-3. I'm going to line up in a 4-2-3-1, however, because Arne Slot does it. Why would I predict something that has no chance of happening? So 4-2-3-1. I've just watched this press conference. I know exactly who's fit, who might play. I'm going to tell you all that and more in this video, and also I'm going to go through the stats at the end and give you a prediction. Please let me know in the comments your prediction for the game. I'm live after the game, as always. Don't know if you've been noticing recently. Been really good, actually. I've been live after every game, so 8 PM kickoff, so maybe 10:30 I'll be live, so do stay tuned, do subscribe so you don't miss it and get an alert when I do go live, and come and get involved straight after the game for a raw reaction. I appreciate you all, thank you very much. We've got to just note here, 3 players Arne Slot was asked about. Isaac, why do I keep saying Isaac? My mate says Isaac. Isaac, and Isaac I've heard. I think he's Isaac. Isaac Jones, Frimpong, Gravenberch, he was asked about all of them. Frimpong's no chance. That's 6 weeks, that. Brutal, mate. Absolutely brutal. But that does force a hand into who's playing right back for me. We might as well just go through these players as we talk about the position. I think that's really a good way to do this, actually. So, number 12, Bradley comes in. And I'm going a bit skew-if here, but Frimpong's 6 weeks. That forces our hand in this game to play Bradley. And I actually think about 10 of the 11 players are pretty self-explanatory. They almost pick themselves. He's one of them. We also got some news on Curtis Jones. He's 99.9% apparently not likely to play, which is a big number. I mean, that's like not far off 100%. That's pretty much 100%. I thought it was further along than that. I did, and I'm a bit annoyed he isn't ready to play because he's been fantastic recently. So Jones will not play. The one player who will play, however, is Szoboszlai in midfield. Let's put Szoboszlai in there now. Fully rested. He's been our best player. I'd even say this season. Fuck it, this season. Szoboszlai's been great. Next to him is a really, really tough one to pick. So we'll come on to that later, assuming it's not going to be Jones, right? It's between 2, Gravenberch or McAllister. We'll come on to it in a bit. In goal, Mohamed Ashraf back in the team. In defence, Van Dijk. We'll come on to Isaac in a bit as well, because he was also 99.9% likely not... you know what I mean? Not going to play. 100% likely not to not play. Van Dijk, Konate. I believe left back has been indicated by the Villa game in Andy Robertson. I think because he came off earlier than Kirkes. Kirkes played the full game. Robertson played I think came off half an hour to go. That indicates to me he's going to play this game. And that's a decent back four. That four needs to kick on now. Personally, there's no excuses here. There's no rotation from... Whilst it's a negative, fitness-wise, that Frimpong's not there to rotate with Bradley, but Bradley can now lock it down. Bradley can now get a bit of consistency going with the guy next to him in Konate, with the guy in front of him, and either side of him. There's no excuses now to bed in a solid foundation at the back. And that's what this should... If we're looking on the bright side, if we could say any positive from a Frimpong injury right now, which is very hard to do because he's fantastic, it is maybe this more team unity at the back, because there's been a lot of rotation there at the time. Left back Robertson. That's the back four I think we'll go with. I'll be stunned if it isn't that. I'll be absolutely stunned. It can't be Szoboszlai right back. Play him in his actual role in midfield. Next to him, given that Jones isn't fit, I would go with Gravenberch. I would. Gravenberch, Arne Slot said he trained yesterday, so Thursday, and he's training today, which is Friday, I'm filming this on. You've got to read it in the morning, right? I'm pretty sure. If he's like 70% there, I probably won't play him. If he's like 85 to 90% ready, I'm playing this guy. I'm not being funny. I've left him out of my last 2 team selections because of the injury. Some people put him in against Palace. It's like, what the hell? No, he's not ready yet. But we are in desperate need right now. I almost think it's worth rolling the dice. Obviously, again, I'm not trying to put him at risk here. Obviously, if he's not ready, don't play him. But if he's nearly there, we need all the help we can get. Not being funny. McAllister played a lot of the game the other day, so I wouldn't play McAllister. I also think he's not been very good recently. So Gravenberch plays for me. I do think that. In midfield, ahead of him, Wirtz. Again, I'll play 4-3-3, but he's going to persist with this 4-2-3-1 until we lose more games. I don't know how many games he's going to keep doing this. I've done a video on the account already, my ideal team. Please go and watch that now. I think it's the correct Liverpool 11 or something like that. I've titled it. Please go and check that out. Wirtz plays, big game. This is a massive game for Wirtz. Fully rested. We spent a lot of money on him. I get he's been okay, but ultimately he's been probably below expectations of what we thought we'd be getting, right? Given his record in Germany, given the price tag, given the clear talent this guy has. And I mean, he's a fantastic footballer, but just not getting on the score sheet, just not impacting the game like we thought he would. I did think the Champions League game was a turning point for him, but you look at the previous game, the game after that, sorry, it's like, okay, Wirtz needs a big game. Rested, come and deliver. Gakpo comes in the team. Salah comes in the team. These players are rested, mate. If we can't win here, I don't know when we can. I don't know when we can. And then for me, Ekitike up front, that's fantastic. Again, if you could say any sort of like... It's a bit pointless saying this because obviously you're losing Isak out from maybe bringing off the bench and that kind of thing. But any sort of positive would be Ekitike now knows that he's starting as opposed to it being a bit up in the air. He knows he might get 90 minutes here as well, which is massive for him because he deserves it, absolutely deserves it. There's my team. I would love to know your thoughts down below. I think possibly the players who could be involved from the bench is, I'll just bring them in. So it's not going to be Isak. It's not going to be Frimpong. It's not going to be Bajcetic. Calvin Ramsey it could be, because he had a really actually good game against Palace, so we'll leave Ramsey there. This is just for now, just temporary. I'll move these in a second. I'm just trying to work out. Engamo will be on the bench. McAllister will be on the bench. Jones, I've heard, won't be fit, I don't think. Alisson, no. Freddie Woodman will be the goalkeeper on the bench. Nione, if we need numbers. Endo will be there. Kirkus will be there. Chiesa, I think we've got too many numbers. Too many numbers, but just take a few of them, basically. But the likely substitutes will be Chiesa. It'll be Kirkus for Robertson, I assume. If we're winning the game, it'll be Endo. And McAllister will feature at some point. I believe those to be the 4 subs. If I had to, obviously you've got to read the game. It's hard. Like if we're losing, you bring on a forward. If we're winning, you bring on a most defensive player. So it's very hard to predict, like a Gomez, for example. I don't see a world in which that isn't the starting 11. The only possible reason it might not be is that Gravenberch injury. And if it is, you've got to read the room there and play McAllister. I'm going to show you some stats now, and these are, I've not actually read them yet, so this will be interesting. Right, hot stats and streaks. All of Liverpool's 4 league defeats recently saw them concede first within the opening 15 minutes. So we're conceding first, and it being early in the game. Yeah, that's damning. That was a big trend under Klopp, wasn't it? Them final 2 years of year, just conceding first, like giving us an uphill battle straight away. What might as well just start 1-0 down, just kick off 1-0 down because we always conceded first and we're doing it again. That's a lapse in concentration. That's a lack of, for me, that's a lack of organisation as well. I just think you're not set, you're not ready. I don't know if that's a mentality thing. I don't know if it's a confidence thing right now. We're conceding first every game early on, and that proves it right there. Yeah, all of our 4 league defeats. So when we're doing it, it's leading to a defeat, which is obviously not a good thing. Just 2 of Liverpool's last 9 home league games were decided by a 2-goal margin. So that tells me they're tight games, the last 2 home games. I'm trying to put more context around these stats because some people go like, we've lost 4 in a row. Salah has been rubbish. Like, come on, what are you doing? You've got to put some context around these stats and say what they actually may result in and project from these stats. So that tells me that 2 of our last 9 home league games were decided by a 2-goal margin. Not most of our games have been decided by 1 goal. Very tight affairs. We haven't blown anyone out the park. When was the last team we just battered? Apart from Frankfurt, I have no idea. In the Premier League, when was the last team we battered? I'll leave that with you. The pre-match favourite has only won 2 of Villa's last 9 games this season. Oh, interesting. So we're the favourite. We would have only won 2 of Villa's last 9 games. Right, interesting. So they are more underdog, I guess. Is that what that's trying to say? 4 of Villa's last 5 away games saw both teams score. Obviously, you can work out what the hell that means. Maybe goals. Implies goals here. I would be surprised if we won. And that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true. Would you be surprised if we won? I know we're at home. I know our team's better than theirs on paper. But they're playing better football right now. Easily. And they're not even playing that well. But that's mental to say. I think Villa have been, I know they've turned it round recently, they beat Spurs, etc. But so far over the course of the season, they've maybe been one of the underperformers in terms of, I think I had them to underperform this year. And again, I know they got some results recently, but they've certainly got an extra gear. And I think we've got at least 2 or 3 extra gears, right? We are more off it than they are, and they've been a bit off it, I think they would say. I think this is a draw. I hate to not predict a win. I think I've predicted a win every single game this year. But I'm always wrong. I've been wrong the last 6 games, so I think I've got to change something here. I'm going to predict a draw. I'm going to go with Liverpool 2, Villa 2. And I hope I'm wrong. Christ, I don't hope it's a loss, but I hope I'm wrong. I want to play a little game as well with you here. I want you to give me your score, and we're going to compete against each other. So if you get it correct, you get 3 points. If it's 2-2, I get it correct, 3 points. If it's 1-1 or 0-0, I get a point because I got the right result. If you get the correct scoreline, you get 3 points. If you went 2-1 Liverpool and it was 2-1, you get 3 points. If you went 2-1 Liverpool and it was 3-0 Liverpool, you get a point. You know what I mean? If you get the correct result, you get a point. If you get the correct scoreline, you get 3 points. So I'm going to keep my tally over the year. Please keep yours, and we'll go against each other. Who can win at the end of the season? I hope I beat some of you, to be fair, but my predictions recently have not been very good at all. I'm going 2-2 for 3 points. Let me know your thoughts down below. Please do subscribe if you are new around here and want to be notified about my live stream after the game. We're live maybe 10:30 at night. Chilled one. Hopefully, we'll win the game. Nice one, guys. See you later on. Bye-bye.